And that's with all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Shifty Schiffs. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head, we call them watermelon head. I'd say, how could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it?
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
It was the weirdest thing. It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And you know how we can allow people like that to run in office is a shame, but we did. He was in charge of the witch hunt. You know, he was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. Made up. Think of it. They make up a story. They know it's made up. It's gone on for a year and a half, 2 years. Russia. I knew nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that I taxed the pipeline that I told you about, that I put all sorts of sanctions and everything else. They never had a problem like they had with me. But it was Russia, constant, as a method of, what they did is that was the complaint about why she lost an election, because crooked Hillary was expected to win the election. But they didn't see what we saw. We saw the biggest crowds in history gathering, only superseded by the crowds we just had. But here's a guy that goes out, and he goes to an intelligence hearing or whatever you might call it, and it's supposed to be secret. He'd walk out. He'd either make a call off the record, this is crooked Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff. He's a shifty Adam. Or he'd just go out blatantly and have a news conference. And because it had to do with me and my family, he'd go out and have a news conference. And he said, you know, you've got to remember, he knows it's a hoax because he made it up with crooked Hillary. So he knows it's a hoax because we're dealing with human beings on the other side. He'd say, Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, will spend many years in prison because of what he's done with Russia. Now, think of that statement on a human basis. I have a young son, who is being told that he's going for prison on something he doesn't even know what they're talking about. He said, Dad, I don't know what's going on. They keep talking about I'm involved with Russia. I don't know anything about Russia, I swear to you, Dad. And yet, Adam Schiff goes out and makes a statement about a hoax that he made up, that he knows is false. How bad a human being do you have to be? They put my son and my family through that kind of trauma. These are bad people. These are sick degenerates. And
flashback.
We call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. It's a tactic.
What?
A few moments later.
The president has already said he wants to see Adam Schiff held accountable for the countless lies he told the American people in relation to the Russiagate scandal. I brought Tulsi Gabbard out to this podium to talk to you about all of that, and this administration is taking accountability very seriously. As for this new FBI whistleblower report, I understand Kash Patel last night declassified a 302 FBI document showing that a whistleblower who is a Democrat, a career intelligence officer who worked for Democrats on the House Intel Committee for more than a decade, repeatedly warned the FBI in 2017 that then Rep. Adam Schiff had approved leaking classified information to smear then President Donald Trump over the Russiagate scandal. This is obviously a bombshell whistleblower report. Hopefully more people in this room will cover it as such. And I have a quote from the FBI director for all of you. He has said this: for years, certain officials used their positions to selectively leak classified information to shape political narratives. It was all done with one purpose: to weaponize intelligence and law enforcement for political gain. Those abuses eroded eroded public trust in our institutions. The FBI will now lead the charge with our partners at DOJ, and Congress will have the chance to uncover how political power may have been weaponized and to restore accountability. That's what the administration is focused on, and hopefully we'll see some more media reports on this whistleblower allegation. If this were reversed, if this were allegations against the president or any of these cabinet officials, I'm sure everyone in this room would cover it as such.
Attorney General and the California senator, who both preached so many times that nobody is above the law as they went after Trump for anything they could possibly manufacture. Now both are being criminally investigated for lying about their permanent residencies, as well as a couple other things. Letitia James has also been hit with multiple subpoenas related to her civil fraud case against President Trump, and the other dealing with Letitia's own probe into the NRA. A very corrupt woman is she. Mike Davis is the founder and president of the Article 3 Project, joins us now. Mike, what do you have to say to that prediction from Michael Cohen, who of course is a man that hates the president?
I would say to Big Tish James and to Adam Schiff to lawyer up, because nobody's above the law. They have evidence that these two individuals may have lied on their mortgage applications. Adam Schiff had a condo back in California as his primary residence, and then he claimed his primary residence was in Maryland to get a tax advantage. Big Tish James in New York, under New York statute, has to live in New York, has to reside in New York as the Attorney General. She got a mortgage down in Norfolk, Virginia, and said that that was her primary residence. I don't know how you can have a primary residence in Norfolk, Virginia, when you're required to live in New York under New York statute. She also said in prior mortgage applications that her father was her husband. So she seems to have a pattern of committing mortgage fraud, as the New York Post reported. So I am, as someone who has defended President Trump against this lawfare for 3 years, I am very excited about Ed Martin as the special counsel to hold these two accountable.
I think Miranda Devine in her piece today wrote that if you're going to take a swing at the king, you better not miss. And I think that's indicative of what's going on here. I mean, you look at what's alleged here. This is exactly what they did to him. They dug and dug and dug for something to find. They over-criminalized anything he's ever done. They manufactured something, and then they used the full extent of the law to go after him for things that nobody's prosecuted for. I mean, the business dealing stuff in New York, it was like nobody gets prosecuted for that except Donald Trump. And it was so bad that they put him in the White House, and now they're catching some real hell.
Yeah, Big Tish James went after President Trump. She said that Mar-a-Lago was only worth $18 million when Trump paid back sophisticated Wall Street banks on time as agreed in full with interest. A tennis court at Mar-a-Lago is worth more than $18 million. And I am very excited that Big Tish could end up in prison.
Yeah, rightly so. Well deserved, I would say, from two of the absolute worst that we've been able to find. Mike Davis, good to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Adam Schiff is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement. It really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is fighting against. What are they trying to stop?
Flashback.
But, you notice this. Adam Schiff is trying to downplay his own criminal mortgage probe by the Justice Department for falsely claiming two principal residences as his primary homes, meaning one in Maryland where he lived for 22 years with his family. The other is a tiny, less than 7-foot square condo in Burbank, California. What do you make of this? We did back of the math calculations, Congressman. He likely saved $250,000 by claiming Maryland as his principal residence. It's lower home insurance costs, lower mortgage rates, lower state income taxes, and much more.
Yeah, this is a guy who continually lied to the American people on the Russia collusion hoax. This is somebody that has propaganded left-wing conspiracy theories. And all the while, you know, the whole rules for me, not for thee type mantra from Democrats. And he's been lying on sworn papers to try to save some money on his house in Maryland. And it's now a criminal referral to the DOJ. So this is an agency, Fannie and Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, that has done a criminal referral based on the evidence that they have. Obviously, they wouldn't do a criminal referral if there wasn't evidence to back it up. If you read the facts and the different things that he swore multiple times, I think it was like 5 or 6 different times over multiple decades saying that was his primary residence, when his primary residence should be California, because if you live in Maryland, you can't be the United States Senator or U.S. Congressman in California.
When it's time to go, you can choose how. You can wait for enforcement, or you can leave on your terms. The CBP Home app lets you self-deport with dignity, directly, and securely. Don't wait. Decide how it ends.
We need to stop the raids. This should not be happening in our city. It is not warranted.
What?
To let you in on a little interesting case. We have an individual who is a 4-time deportee. That means he's been deported 4 times. He's also an aggravated felon. Many felony convictions, that's why he was deported. But he managed to make it back. He is, in fact, working on Capitol Hill. He's not only working on Capitol Hill, he is working outside and apparently is involved in working the grounds as a gardener or something. So we, with ICE, have been trying to arrest the individual. We are not allowed to go on Capitol Hill to make an arrest. We've been told that we're not allowed to do that. So ICE has been waiting for 8 hours to arrest this individual, and we're coming to the end of his shift, and he goes inside and suddenly he's not available for an arrest. Now, ain't that swell? Here we are in the nation's capital fighting for truth and justice, and they're making sure that the illegals with criminal backgrounds get to stay.
But we're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%, okay?
They're taking them right now.
Hey, bro, my house.
No digas nada, no digas nada, no digas nada. No firmes nada, no digas nada.
There's a Mexican right here.
Crazy. Come on, pa. Crazy.
Look at him. Look at him.
Wow.
Fucking sad. Look. What's your badge number? What's your badge number? Look, you don't even have it on. Not even saying shit. Hell nah. Get this shit, bro. I'm not doing nothing, bro. Don't tell me nothing. I'm not in the way. I'm not doing shit. Yeah, it's fucking iron. That's crazy. Right here on Sierra. Right here on Sierra. Fucking took him. It's fucking sad, bro. Fuck.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.